Receive money in relation to an invoice from a client, but not sure how to complete the bookkeeping? This video is for you. Hi, if you're new here, my name's Lucy and I run Burson's Academy, where I provide accounting top tips and software training to business owners and accountants. During this video, we will run through how to reconcile a bank transaction which relates to a sales invoice. So starting on QuickBooks, what we could do is go to various places. So let's start with the first option. We could go onto sales and open up the invoice. And here I know I've recently had a payment of £500, and so I want to allocate a payment to this invoice. So what I could do is I could click this receive payment button, and then I could allocate the full £500 because I know that I've had £500 come through. And then I could click save and close. However, at no point have I connected this with my bank account. So let's jump on over to my bank account and see what that looks like right now. So clicking on accounting and bank transactions. And here we can see that I have this £500. So now it doesn't actually say where I could match this to. Again, there's no connection automatic from that invoice just because I've made the payment. So what I could look to do is then connect it. So I could say, well, this is for the DT group. And then the category is, well, if I choose sales, I'm going to duplicate that because I'm going to then be putting this transaction to sales, and the last invoice that we just looked at also went to sales. So that's a duplication. So we don't want to choose sales. So in this instance, we're going to choose debtors and then click post once we've chosen our VAT. And now that's cleared it. So what we can then do is go on over to our reports and have a look at what we've just done. So what we can do is open up our balance sheet and we can just check that those transactions have been cleared and there's no debtors on our balance sheet. As you can see, we've got 150 on the balance sheet, but this does not relate to the £500. As you can see, we've had £500 in the bank and we've then allocated this against the sales. So that is why putting it to debtors rather than sales is really important in this instance. Option 2. What we can do is we can match the invoice directly into the bank account. So what we can do is open up accounting, bank transactions, and find our received money in from the bank account. And instead of categorizing it, what we could do is actually click on this match button. And what that then looks for is any invoices that relate to this payee. And it automatically has provided me with some information. So it is saying, I've got an invoice for the DT group at £500. Is this the one that you want to allocate it to? It is, and again, I've got £500 received. The balance of this invoice is £500, so I allocate £500 as a payment, and then that balances it back to zero. I've now allocated the full received money to one invoice, and I can click match. And then that's it. Our bank now balances and so does our invoice. So if we then jump on back to our invoice, we can see exactly as before, the sales invoice has been deposited. I personally like this option the most because it's one thing you need to do rather than two. So it's much quicker and much more efficient.